I think I'm going to talk back here for this one. Okay, so everybody online, you guys are going to join in for this, okay? So this is like a very interactive workshop, inshallah. Okay, let me find it. Okay, so, can I start, Aya?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys have heard a lot about the things that we have done over the last few years. I'm sure you guys have heard a few things that we've done, like, oh, like we've built like boat clinics and mobile clinics, and we've built orphanages, and you guys saw a few at the end of our video, like our trailer. You got to see a little bit of some of our projects, right? Like we've told you guys about like the first prosthetic limb center in Gaza, and all of these other projects that we've done so far. So this brings us to our projects workshop. So how do you guys think we decide like what projects should we sponsor?
Why we went to 14.
Sorry.
I'm tempted to have an online team for this. Can we do that?
Wish I heard more.
Would everyone be okay with collectively having one online team, and you guys can like talk about it on the chat, and then you guys can elect a speaker?
That would be awesome.
Type yes if you're in for an online team for the project workshop. Batul, I know you're a great speaker. Yalla.
How many people are actually watching? Is everyone on? Because the list at the top isn't.
Oh, they're offline. I think our break was too long, maybe.
No, I got
They gave up. It's recorded, so it's okay. So continue with this for the time being. Yalla. Let's see that everyone else is.
Oh, it's
Okay, it's Batul. It'll be recorded and sent out.
So
That's
then
okay.
she can answer.
Yeah, Batul can join in. Okay, so yeah, every year we're kind of faced with this, like, what area do we help? Like, what is going to serve the most benefit to the most number of people? And so this is a really hard decision to make, right? Like, there's so many things. We have emergencies, and then we have disasters that are like natural disasters that are emergencies. We have war-made disasters. We have just areas that have constantly been in struggle, just with poverty or with whatever issues have affected that region. So sometimes it can be really hard to know where should we go, right? And every year we have to like pick who, like, it's basically like you're saying one person deserves it more than another, right? Which can be really hard. So that's what we're gonna make you guys do right now. So I'm gonna give you guys each a project, a potential project that we could do. And you guys have to, like, you guys have like a few minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes. You can read the paper, and then you have to make the case for your project. So you have to tell the rest of the room and Batul why you think this project should be chosen over all of the other projects, okay? And you don't know what the other projects are. Okay, but you
This is like debate class or something.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you don't know what the other projects are yet, but you have to defend your project. You are the sole person standing up for the people in this country in this position. Okay? You are
like
the
a lobbyist.
only person.
We're like lobbying at Capitol Hill right now.
Yeah.
We got
So
5
it's
minutes.
your job to give these people a voice that their voices are not being heard. To give these children a voice that their voices are not being heard. Are you guys ready? Okay.
I don't have something to write.
The pens are in the bucket.
Oh, in there? Alright.
Give me something good. Give me something good.
We don't like supposed to win. Because I mean, they're all good.
They're all good.
I know there's one that I can fight for, and know that I have like strength.
What are we doing?
So you read through your project, and you guys feel free to use like things that you know from the outside. You can't look at hers.
Oh,
how dare you?
sorry.
Okay, so right now you guys are gonna read through your project, and you can bring in outside knowledge too, like so things that you know like personally, like things you've seen in the news, like whatever you know about what's going on in the region. Read through what the first part's gonna give you some statistics. The second part's gonna give you what we would do in the region if this project gets chosen. So you guys have like 4 minutes to read, And then you guys each have to come up here and stand and defend to everyone, and then together we're all going to choose a project. You can do this. You got this. Okay, wait, should we give one to Batul? Batul, do you want one? Oh, someone's back on. Wish I heard more of this conversation.
I hosted this workshop. Well, you're an international speaker now, and the keynote speaker, inshallah, there's an event coming, and we kind of, yeah, she's the keynote speaker. So you have 4 choices. Habibti, let's go.
Are you making her choose which one?
Should I just be a dictator and give her one?
Yeah, just give her one.
Okay. No, which one?
Just give her this one, and she can argue with the person here.
Oh, that's a good one. Yalla.
Hey, who has? I think.
لا stop talking. حرام عليكم. مفيش حرام. مفيش حرام. يلا. Let's go. Can you really read this?
Hey, why don't you just pull it up on?
I'm trying to think of where it is. Yes, it's in this. Because Shabir's.
Wait, just pull it up here.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, we have like a set amount of money. This is why we have to choose a project. And if you guys finish before 5 minutes, just let me know. But you have, just remember, you're the only person speaking for these people. Stop distracting. Okay, I'm gonna distract them.
Are these like legit options that y'all have, or are they just?
You'll see. Looks like we don't have more than one person.
Sorry, am I in the wrong place?
Sorry. It's right down the hall on your right.
I think we dressed that well.
I'm not ready to find it.
Daniel,
If me and my brother leave around 2:10.
Yeah, we're gonna try to finish up. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay. Zoe, go first. Yeah.
You're so rude. Do I go over there? Do I stand?
Yeah,
It's
you
being
have,
recorded,
you
so-
have 1 minute to tell us why we should pick your project.
Okay. So
Or you can stand. You can come stand here if you would like, so that we.
You know what, Sabrina?
Sorry.
Don't be rude.
It's okay. People all over the world are just gonna be watching this.
all over. I think it's like 2 people.
Okay.
No, it's
Oh, it's
recorded
recorded.
for
So-
They organize parties afterwards to like everyone.
I am a person and I live in a city. My city's been struggling for over a year, and internal conflict and other countries are no longer helping us.
You're serious.
We're being attacked from the inside and out, and now when I get injured and I have airstrikes and missiles shot at me, the possibility of me going to a hospital is really low. And when I get to the hospital, the possibility of me even getting medical care is even lower. So every
30
single
seconds.
place that I go, I am getting lower and lower for my chance of actually surviving. I am Aleppo, and I am Idlib and Hama governorates, and over 130,000 people and children are dying in my country. Medical care is at its lowest, and 60% of hospitals are being destroyed. So if you help me, I can survive. Help me survive.
Okay, so well thought out.
What's that libertarian guy? What's that?
I don't want to go. It's not gonna go.
What's that libertarian's guy?
Go ahead,
Guy's
so-
name?
Oh,
Who's
Gary
like-
Johnson.
Gary Johnson. There you go. He's like, what's?
I'm not good at
Let's
improv.
go.
If you guys
Yeah,
can sit
go
if we don't
ahead,
want
go.
to, we'll just change the camera.
You're going to leave by 2:10.
I know.
Yep.
Oh no. We have to
This is what
decide
happens.
before you leave.
Move.
I can do
You
my
can't
part.
follow up your word now, though.
Oh, okay.
Kind of tough.
Okay. 1 minute.
Man, I feel like yours was very
Yalla.
like artistic. Okay.
Gaza, a city that has been under the rule of Israeli apartheid, has been struggling under their occupation and their oppression. So Gaza, everyone already knows, Muslims at least are more aware of the Gaza situation in the sense that they don't have a lot of resources within their communities. They don't have a lot of the job opportunities that other countries around them in the Middle East have. So Palestine specifically, they have 1 million children, and a third of the Gaza children, they don't go to secondary schools. They have to work in order to provide for their families, but they're not receiving the proper education that a lot of us are able to achieve. So one of the projects over here is the rebuilding of vocational centers, training centers for students who had to drop out in order to provide for their families and weren't able to learn the skills and educational backgrounds to make them more successful in the future. So this project specifically will be reforming the vocational training center curriculum, so it will be helpful to all those who get it. They will be repaired and refurbished in order for them to get proper care and treatment and equipment. And it will be benefiting the age groups, mainly like the middle school, high school areas, so they can actually start from an age where they can still have employment later in the future. So this is a future project that will be 10 seconds. Okay, this will be a future project that will be able to benefit Gaza, the Gazan children and the Palestinians for future, so they can rebuild their communities there.
Okay. 1 minute starting
Alright.
now. Tell us about Bangladesh. Yalla.
Wait, really?
So imagine
Or
being
Bengali.
in one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Imagine being with 7 other children or 10 other children in the same room, and picture yourself trying to provide for your family and trying to make sure your family sustains their everyday needs. Now, this picture that I'm talking about is the picture of a child in Bangladesh. And the reason why there's so many issues is that there's so many governmental problems, and the government, they're killing children from the opposition party, and there's a lot of political issues. And this is one of the poorest countries in the world, and 40% of the children in that country are malnourished. And there are 150 million orphans in that country. So pretty much what the goal of this project is to make sure that these orphans grow up and get skills to provide for themselves in the future. It's to help them enroll in schools and get into higher education and provide at least 3 meals a day for them so they can succeed in life and they don't have to worry about their own family needing food when they can worry about themselves first and then provide for their family. And with this project, 750 orphans would benefit directly. And also 60,000 others would also benefit as well, indirectly. So this is why I'm urging you guys to choose Bangladesh, not because I'm from there, but just because like these children are in need of our help, and if you provide for these children, they'll provide for their environment as well.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Okay, last one. You got Bacchus on everyone's bio.
Okay, so like you said before, of course, choosing which project to fund is such a difficult decision because you can't choose, whose necessities are, more important than another. But more than 4 million Syrians have fled the country, including many, many orphans who go to Europe and get thrown into the foster care system and then end up with non-Muslims who don't teach them their religion. So through that, you lose like an entire generation of Muslim kids because they don't learn anything about their faith. And I believe, and I think you guys do as well, that our job as an ummah is to come together and save the future of Islam. Because of course all the people and children they're losing medical care and they're losing education and this and that, but at least they have their faith. So losing Islam would be such a tragedy, and if we can save them and let them not lose their religion, we should do everything we can in our power to at least save their faith. And I'm just going to end with the fact that they've lost so much. They've lost their country, they've lost parents and family members, they've lost they've already gone through so much emotionally and physically and mentally, so we can't let them lose Islam as well.
10 seconds. Okay, so really quick, I'm hoping like we can try to wrap it up very fast. But which one are we gonna choose? Okay, so if we had more time, we would really debate about this because we want everyone to really fight for their project. But
Can y'all decide?
I feel like we're all
we
biased.
pitched our
No,
ideas.
you guys have to decide. That is y'all's role.
Yeah,
in
this was,
charity.
you guys were supposed to debate and be like,
Alright, I think let's look at like how many children or how many families this would.
So mine says 1 million children.
I think I beat everybody personally.
No,
Mine
but
was
Syria,
mine
we've gotten too much coverage in Syria. Why are we focusing on Syria so much?
Well, for the fact of the matter is that every single time we wait, it's just an escalation of things. We didn't provide as much, or we didn't focus in as much in the first time, and as it's escalating right now, the seriousness, they even say that these figures are disputed. Who are we to even say that they're actually?
Yeah, we always
Everyone's
forget
looking at
about
Palestine and Syria. What about Bangladesh?
It's not a matter of we're forgetting others, it's a matter of what's the most crucial. I think right now, the time is so crucial in Syria.
I can argue for like every one of
Well,
these.
you're absolutely right, but I think that
If I had to make an argument for
Well, see,
Syria,
I
would
think that obviously deciding between people is so hard, like which country. So you have to see what you're providing. And providing someone with Islam is so much more important than what you give them in this dunya. Of course, everyone struggles, everyone has, their obstacles in this world, but giving them the foundation that, at least they have Islam.
I
If they
think
lose
faith
everything,
though,
they
and
have
like
their
Islam
religion.
and religion is inherent within communities that already struggle.
But see,
so
but
is
the
it
children-
really
What are you
more...
gonna say about the Bangladeshis?
Wait, I want to hear
Bengalis.
No, you can say.
Oh yeah,
Maybe-
Bangladesh, yeah.
Bangladeshi, Bengali doesn't matter.
What
I
were
mean,
you gonna?
yeah, you
well,
can
I
finish.
was wanted to know what she was gonna say.
Oh, I was gonna say that sometimes whenever you provide resources for medical supplies
and for educational supplies, along with those things comes like a natural like presence of religion. So it's not necessarily that you're rebuilding.
I think
community.
Allah will
Here it's the
provide.
absence of religion. They
I
just
think
won't have
Allah
it.
will provide for those in whatever situation they may have. But we as Muslims, we can only do possibly the physical stuff.
Yeah.
So I think providing medical resources.
I think with this project, not only are orphans like being like provided health care and like food, they're also being provided higher education and enrolling into schools. So not only will these children like impact like their like own physical needs, but they'll impact their mental needs, like stability, like helping people around themselves, not just like.
So would you say that project is a long-term goal? Why aren't we focusing on short-term, fast-acting?
Because long terms are the ones that you want. You want to make improvement within the communities that
And I
you're
think
trying
that's
to
what
help.
charity
But if you
don't
don't
want
want
to
to be
just-
crisis now, you're just gonna ignore
Well, then
it
let's
'cause you
just
want
talk about
long-term.
FEMA in Louisiana. During Hurricane Katrina, they are still struggling right now at this moment in time. And that's because the crucial time point was not given to them. They were not focused on whenever they should have been, and now look where they're at. I don't know. I think
I
numbers
literally could just
speak.
make an argument.
I
for
think
everyone.
the numbers
Like, see what-
speak, and I think that this. Yeah, sure, it's gonna
And
be
you know what?
cliche,
There's like
it's gonna
this
be-
statistic where there are only like less than 10 doctors left in Syria with
Can I tell you 50%
You're just gonna
of them?
forget about them and give up?
50%.
No, we're gonna go help them.
50% of
But
the
you want
medics
your
are-
project.
Oh, I want
What
one
about
of
Gaza?
Okay, Gaza. Okay,
What
Gaza
about
is like
Gaza?
this chronic problem of no government actually going out of their way to help. I'm pretty sure like the UN is not even they don't recognize Palestine anymore, right?
I'm not sure about the UN, but a lot of countries don't.
Yeah, I know a lot of countries don't.
But a lot-
So-
some
and Google
countries
doesn't
just-
either anymore. But
Some countries recently have. Like
Yeah.
they used to not, and they recently have made a
so
statement.
yeah, like they're literally like destroying a city or a country that's on the
Yeah.
like on the map, and we
And
don't
this is
even
an
try to
important
rebuild.
country to us, right?
Yeah,
This is like
I think we
It's
need to focus
Palestine.
on
This is
rebuilding these
Jerusalem.
This
hospitals.
one
this is
concurs
one of
with
our
the lack of
holiest
it.
sides. Okay, since you guys have to go, so I do have a little bit of good news for you guys.
all these are the projects to vote on.
We are inshallah going to try to fund all of these projects this year.
Oh, all of them.
So
I should have known better. I saw floor in my
because
hand.
these people,
Oh, I didn't even realize. I thought there was just one.
Oh, we're not allowed to
Oh my
look
gosh,
at it.
it's so cool.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
because these
Inshallah.
people are not just numbers on paper. These people deserve our help, and these are by far not the only countries out there that deserve our help. But these are four of the projects that we're gonna try, if everyone agrees, we're gonna try to help all four of these populations, inshallah. And really quick, just for 5 minutes, I know you guys have to go to your aqiqah, but for 5 minutes, Ayaz is going to close about the projects, inshallah, and then we'll let you guys go,
Can
inshallah.
we keep this?
I can do 5.
Actually, you guys have
You
a
guys
lot.
have-
in your
oh, yeah,
box.
They're inside the
20,
box.
30
I
each.
forgot.
Yeah, and if you guys need
The
more of
ones
those,
they
we
have.
have
Yeah,
more.
could use some ring on help.
Okay. Yeah.
Why can't Charity Week just be like twice? Like
Twice-
twice a year, you
Twice
know?
a year.
Yeah, instead of
Charity Week
Month.
2.0.
Month.
Charity month.
Some people tell us like you guys are so
Charity year.
there's
No,
so much
but-
to
'cause
fund.
with all these
Yeah.
like meetings and stuff. My husband didn't really understand what was going on, so he's like, it takes you guys a year to figure out who's bringing the donuts. Like, it's a big deal, you know. But you know, it's like work around the clock for a year, but it is a week. Okay, like for the projects, just to let you guys know, inshallah, if we do raise enough money globally, we will fund all of them. But you will still vote on which projects you want, you know, just in case we don't have that funding. But our aim, inshallah, is to fund all of them.
And do we vote as a like a
MSA.
again as an MSA? Or
Everyone can vote
Individuals.
individually. It's like a link.
Okay, so it's
Yeah. Danielle, can you change the slides?
Oh, yes, that was my
Okay. Okay, bismillah. So this is the last talk. I'll cut it short, inshallah, 5 to 10 minutes. But this is why we do Charity Week, and this is what we always have to keep in our mind. Because if we forget and we get tied in with the events, we forget our purpose and what we're doing this for. Of course, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to help these orphans and needy children. So, why? Why all of this? We talk to you about how this is good for you, how this is good for an institution. You get amazing events, you get amazing volunteers, you get recruits. But why are we doing all of this apart from our benefit and our institution's benefit? It's for the benefit of these orphans and needy children. Because we are the voice of these orphans and needy children, they don't have anyone else representing them, and we are capable of doing that with what we have. It'll go quick, so you can just click the end. So this is, it's so tragic, the next slide, but this is Homs before the war. This is how it looked like. Your regular city, you have green, you have grass, it just looks like a normal city. Take a look at what Homs looks after the war. You can just play it as a video. That's okay. I don't think it's playing. It's okay. What this video would show you, it'll take you through the exact picture that we saw. That's good. It'll take you through the exact picture that you saw before and show you how Homs looks now. And it's just a graveyard. Like if you look at it, it's just gray buildings crushed everywhere. And if you can think of how these buildings look, can you imagine like how the people look? Like how the people that are buried under there look? How they are emotionally, how they are physically, like if the buildings look like this, how do the people look? There are over 5 million Syrian refugees, and over 50% of those refugees are children, and over 400,000 have died. We're up to almost 500,000 now. Can you imagine what these people are going through? This mom is with her kid just sitting down, and this is all they got. They literally have nothing. What you see in the picture is what they have. And she's just waiting at like some sort of checkpoint to move on. This dad, there should be no need for a child to ever have to comfort his own father. And this is what you see in this picture. The child is comforting his father because the only thing his father has to offer his child is stale bread. This is it. And this kid right here, he's burying his mother and father, and the guy that's trying to console him is crying himself. Can you imagine how he feels? This is their daily struggle, every single day. I bet you not one person in Syria you can ask that hasn't lost someone, whether a family or a close friend. And this one is really tragic. And we don't like to show these pictures all the time, but you know, if you look on the Facebook page, the Syrian live updates from Syria, this is nothing compared to what you'll see on that page. There is nothing edited. Everything is exactly how you see it. It's completely disgusting. No father should have to hug his girls goodbye instead of goodnight. These are his daughters. And if you guys just want to get an idea of how horrible the situation is, this is a surgery being performed with the light of a cell phone. This is what it's come to. Like, can you imagine when the battery runs